Hello, social media friends. I'm Viridiana Marquez with DRB Media Communications Digital News, and Danny Barrera has the story.
On Saturday, August 31st at 3:25 p.m., a traffic stop was initiated by DPS on I-20 near mile marker 131 between Midland and Odessa. The driver opened fire on the trooper before fleeing westbound on the interstate and shooting at a civilian at East Loop 338 and I-20. The suspect continued on a shooting spree in the city of Odessa, then stole a mail carrier truck. DPS, Odessa Police, and Odessa Fire Rescue were at 38th and Walnut after shots were fired at a tan vehicle operated by a female. Two adult males at the scene were also shot at a residence at the corner of 38th and Walnut.
They was outside talking, asking, hey, did you hear that? Did you hear that? And they heard it. And next thing you know, there's a mail truck slides up to this intersection, comes around and does a U-turn in this alley and shoots the two gentlemen and then flees the scene.
One of the victims of the shooting at 38th and Walnut was transported to Medical Center Hospital by an Odessa police officer. Businesses along 42nd Street went into lockdown, keeping shoppers inside the stores until it was safe for them to leave. Members of the Porras family were enjoying The Lion King at the Synergy Theater on Highway 191 when they were told to leave the theater immediately.
When we heard like yelling, but we thought it was the next door that they had the volume too loud. But then all of a sudden they just pushed in with some guys came in yelling and telling us to get up, put our hands up, and walk out. That we needed to do it now. So we started doing that. As we were walking out, they took us right there to the exit door, and there on the parking lot, we heard shooting. So everybody started panicking and started taking off to find a place for cover.
Theater goers began to hear multiple gunshots that caused panic and fear, then chaos.
There was people panicking, looking for their loved ones, not knowing who was injured or who got killed. Also, in the panicking, a lady, she got trampled and she broke her ankle. It was chaotic. It was very chaotic.
After the scene appeared to calm down, officers allowed theater goers to go back inside the theater to retrieve their cell phones and other personal belongings.
I was in the car waiting when all of a sudden we heard shooting again. When we heard the shooting, then I took off to a different direction to get cover with my brother-in-law's mom. She was with us. So I drove behind a big truck to where if there was any shooting, have some kind of cover. And I waited and I waited and I waited for my brother to call me. Finally, I got a call from him. He said, "We can't get out. We're on lockdown." He says, they're still shooting. And they're taking us from one theater to another. But we can't get out. They're trying to keep us all safe. So I waited for another, maybe 30 minutes? When finally he calls me and then he says, "We're coming out."
Another member of the Porras family is thankful that his son, who saw the shooter face to face, was able to get his kids inside their home as the shooter began to open fire at an SUV off of 38th and Everglade.
When he called me, he was all scared, choking up. I didn't know what was the problem that was causing this, that he was talking to me in a very scared voice. I found out later when he was talking to me that he met up with a shooter in a gold Toyota, that apparently the guy stopped at the stop sign and was staring at him, and he stared back to find out how come the guy was so curious about staring, and each one of them kept looking at each other, and finally at the same time the guy drove up forward down the street, got out of the car and started shooting at a Suburban. Then when he started shooting at Suburban, he found out that was a shooter that was going around shooting people. He told the kids, because he was playing with my grandsons, he told the kids to run in the house, and at the same time he was looking back to find out whether that guy was still shooting or what was going on. And for some reason, the good Lord blessed my son and my grandkids, and they were able to run in the house. And they were all scared, and to this moment, he is in shock, and he put it on Facebook that the good Lord has him here for a reason. So I'm blessed too, because I mean, it could have been him that got shot, because down the street from where he is at, there was 2 people that got shot.
The FBI is asking anyone with information regarding this incident to contact the FBI's National Threat Operations Center at 800-225-5324. Tips may also be reported anonymously online at tips.fbi.gov. For DRB Media Communications Digital News, Danny Barrera.